Hello and welcome to What the Tech from Boast, where we talk with some of the brilliant minds behind new and exciting tech initiatives to learn what it takes to tackle technological uncertainty and eventually change the world. I'm Paul Davenport, Boast resident tech journalist, and today I am thrilled to welcome to the show Yonovo co-founder Salman Shawaf. At Yonovo, Salman and his team are helping SMBs get paid faster, helping them to stop chasing invoices and start collecting cash immediately. It's a problem that quietly drains SMBs, forgotten follow-ups, months-long payment delays, and bad debt that compounds while teams do manual work that never moves the business forward. Outside of building Yonovo, Salman is the kind of founder who hosts dinners to get out of the house, pitches on his birthday, and believes that the best companies are built by people who would rather ship than slide deck. It's an incredible mission, and I can't wait to pick Salman's brain on his journey through the tech ecosystem and what's on deck as Yonovo grows. So, without further ado, welcome to the show, Salman.
Hey, Paul, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
I'm very happy that you can be here. So, one thing I didn't mention at the beginning of the show is we've got some shared DNA between Boast and Yonovo. So, Alex Papa, good friend of ours, one of our co-founders, also is working with you on building Yonovo. So, just need to give him a shout out at the top here because he's connecting great folks like yourself into the ecosystem with folks like us who are hopefully doing his legacy proud. So shout out to Alex to just kick things off.
Shout out.
Yeah, but so aside from that intro that I just gave, I'd love to hear from you. Tell us about yourself. What has been your path through the ecosystem? What got you interested in helping SMBs? And tell me a little bit more about the problem that you guys are solving at the heart of what you do at Yonovo.
Yeah, my name is Sal. Thank you for having me, Paul. And I'm based out of Toronto. Toronto is also the best city in Canada for tech and innovation. So very happy to be here. I only recently moved here, but I quickly got plugged into the ecosystem. I'm a very community-oriented guy. I'm always hosting events. I host a monthly poker night for founders every month. Just bringing the right people in the room and connecting people. It's always nice. And it was more so the way that kind of happened was I wanted to play poker in a low stakes way and I wanted to do it with founders and it didn't exist. So I was like, might as well just do it myself. So I love building community. And then in terms of Yonovo, yeah, like you said, we are trying to solve the accounts receivable problem. And honestly, a lot of companies try to solve this, but the tech really never existed, I think, until a few years ago. So it's a new thing that is solvable now. In previous times, it was half solvable, but I would say now you could get 90% there. So that's why we kind of jumped on this problem to solve it. And my co-founder, Alex, had this issue in previous companies where getting paid on time was difficult and it was taking up a lot of his employees' time, which costs money to get these invoices paid. And then from my side, I would say it's actually, people wouldn't say that AR is the most exciting problem to solve, I would say, but for me, it actually is. Because my dad he runs the traditional wholesale business and they invoice on net terms and they have really slow paying customers. And in their line of work, the salesperson is actually in charge of kind of following up, getting the invoice paid on time. Growing up from when I was like 5 or 6 years old, my dad's been running this company for 30 years. I would always see him on the phone with the salespeople, really passionately telling them, please follow up, please get paid. We need to get paid. This invoice is getting risky. He would always be following up with his salespeople to follow up. And I don't think 20 years later, I would actually be building a platform that actually solves that problem for CEOs. So that's how I would say it is an introduction to why we picked this problem from both sides of the field, from Alex and from my side.
Absolutely. I know I've been working in the tech ecosystem for a while now, and this has actually been one of the most prevalent problems that I've seen with companies I've worked with directly, or even just doing some freelance work. It's an uncomfortable position for a salesperson to be in when you had to already sell yourself, and then you need to be, okay, I have to now get you to actually pay me for everything that I sold you on. And I think the less that you can remove that friction between, all right, we made some good rapport, we actually built this relationship, they trust us to deliver what they need, and then I have to start chasing them to actually pay us at the end of the day, it's invaluable. But also, I think the big thing that you guys are tackling, which I think is so interesting, is the speed. Again, because it's one thing if you have somebody manually doing outreach and trying to make sure that, hey, pay your bill, we did the work.
Yeah.
That's going to be a game changer for businesses that have no time to waste.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I was thinking about this. It's like Boast and Yonovo are actually quite similar in a very cool way that Boast gets you the money, the non-dilutive funding that you already owed. And Yonovo gets you the invoices that you already owed, the cash that be yours. So both companies are solving a similar problem but in very different ways, but the thesis, the philosophy is similar.
absolutely, to smooth out the friction to you actually becoming cash positive. Yeah, I think that's the best way to maybe put it, but you took the words out of my mouth. The simpatico between our solutions is exactly what you're saying. We want businesses that deserve to get rewarded for their risk taking or for their bets on the market, and that have the good insight into all of them from the get-go, are able to claim everything that they deserve. Yeah. I love it. So I want to go back to actually, you were talking a little bit, Sal, about like building this community. And I think that's something that's very important, especially for SMBs. In the world of AI, it's very easy to lose the humanity, I think, in a lot of what people do. And I think that what you bring to the table and that we witness firsthand is the ability to actually connect with people at a human level and the difference that makes in making sure that an SMB audience feels seen, feels heard, but also that whatever challenges may come up in the process of them using our solutions, we can address in real time because we're elbow to elbow with them. So maybe talk to me a little bit about some of your learnings doing these poker nights or maybe connecting with these other folks in the ecosystem one-on-one or in person versus, again, global sales where it's a little different and you don't necessarily get the opportunity to rub shoulders with the people that you really want to support.
Yeah. I would say honestly, like I think IRL events are just even more important now. People are just super, super tired of just like getting these like cold LinkedIn DMs or these cold emails. And so I think as AI gets even better and gets even more used, that will actually increase the value of IRL events. That's why actually whenever I hear someone like thinking about an idea of like building an IRL sort of business, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't scare me because AI is scary. Building in tech could be somewhat scary in certain ways, depending on what you're building, but we're always going to be human. That's never going to change. We're always going to want to meet other people and connect with other people. So that's kind of AI-proof business, right? So I would say for me, what I like to do for building community is make it exciting for me. I do think that I like poker, I like sports. So I've hosted like soccer, like tech builders night. I've hosted like I host poker nights regularly. Whenever I want to do something, I'm just like, hey, I just do it with other people who are like going through the same struggles as me. And it's just always a great time. I hosted one thing with Boast actually recently, the Boast X Yonovo builders in Toronto to watch the World Cup quarterfinal, France versus Morocco. And for me, that was just like, I'm going to watch this game anyway, and might as well do it with people that are similar to me and tackling the same issues. So yeah, building community, I think I would say just focus on what you like and get the people in the same room.
I agree completely. If it's exciting for you, it's going to be exciting for the people that you want to connect with because you already have instinct with everybody. And I can emphasize again that our team had a blast at the World Cup event that we hosted together. I'm just sad I couldn't be there. I'm still based here in Boston and I would have loved to have thrown for it, but it was a win-win just because, again, it was people who share the same ethos as you, share the same interests as you, and then the people who want to have a conversation with you and like can actually have those organic conversations, learn more about the problems they're trying to solve, and then tell them in very plain language how you are going to solve those problems for you. So I think being as organic and as in person and as just, again, doing what connects to you is going to connect with the people you want to connect with. I'm sure there's a smoother way to phrase that, but it's something that I think is very valuable and I think goes unspoken, again, as we offload a lot of work to AI. Again, there's value there, but in understanding the folks that we want to work with, we got to keep being human. So to my next point, which I think we actually covered a little bit, around funding innovation, because I think when you were talking about the simpatico between our two businesses, We want to make sure that people are getting access to the money that they deserve for doing the good work and for
Mhm.
actually executing on things that are going to be challenging and making sure that
Mhm.
they're actually delivering solutions for their customers. Tell me a little bit about how Yonovo came together and how you just funded the business and how you made sure
Mhm.
that you were able to stand up with everybody
Mhm.
that you want to serve.
Yeah, is a bootstrap business. And I would say as a founder, money is always like top of mind about how you're going to be able to grow the business. And as a founder, the first thing you want to do is reach for the money that you could bring in that doesn't take any equity away from the business, which is like non-dilutive funding. So luckily, my co-founder is quite experienced in Shred and the benefits of that. So I would say that's usually the first thing you should go to. But I feel like a lot of founders don't have the education about what's available to them. They always assume that raising money is the only way to get funding, but there's non-dilutive funding available to you, especially in Canada.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think, well, Shred is like Boast bread and butter, and that's where we
Mm.
really want to support our businesses. Canada is very generous in general, even on the
Mhm.
grant. Like I'm thinking about my tax. If you're
Mhm.
very early stage and you want to bring in some talent, and get them to stay on your team by actually supporting them at the institutional level where they're
Mhm.
actually engaging with the new technology. There are so many non-dilutive avenues of funding available up
Mhm.
here. It's a no-brainer to make sure that
Mhm.
we can communicate that to everybody because when they succeed by tapping into that non-dilutive funding, it lifts all ships.
Of
It just
course.
really makes sure that there's availability for any kind of resource that the community needs at large. I want to echo that point that you just made there too. And again, I know Alex obviously has a lot of experience in the shred space, but it's not even just shred. There is just a lot of opportunities for businesses that
Mhm.
are doing actually innovative work to get, if not bootstrapped by just non-dilutive funding, get the support they need to shore up everything else. So love that you made that point. Now, I'd love to know what's next for Yonovo. What's on your roadmap? I think we've talked a lot about the problem area that you guys are addressing, the value of what you guys bring to businesses in the SMB space. What's the next year look like? What's the roadmap? Maybe a little
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah, the roadmap is just to keep listening to what the problems our customers are having. And it's a really exciting time where we're at because we're very hands-on with our clients and just keep learning about their problems and keep learning how we can just improve their accounts receivable process as a whole and keep growing our relationship further. And I would say it's pretty exciting time to be building right now with technology. We'll get a feature request from a client, and then the next day I'll wake up and I get a Slack message from our developer saying, "Hey, we're done." It's really cool. I'm an impatient person, so this really works in my favor. With the age of AI, so with all its drawbacks, this is one benefit that I would say just exciting to just deliver very quickly. I would say we're doing accounts receivable right now, but the next year looks like expanding to AP and have the cash forecasting and be able to own the whole entire order to cash process. So that would be could include a reconciliation, etc. So we want to be the full suite for order to cash. And that's on our short-term roadmap to expand to that. Right now, we're specialized in in receivables and collections, but there's more on our horizon.
I love it. And I think, again, because you're actually listening
Mm.
close to what your
Yeah.
customer actually needs at all these phases, it's a no-brainer. And I actually think that this is something that you guys could very easily achieve and own. Order to cash process, a full suite vision. A lot of the answers that you guys are solving on the receivable side is going to be applicable, I think, on the other side, but also by listening and also leveraging AI. Like you said, I'm patient too. I I love the fact that I can use a resource without overextending what I have internally
Mm.
to not take work off my shoulders, but give me more work to do so that I can
Yeah.
actually really deliver for
Yeah.
who I am serving. So
Mhm.
it's an exciting time for me. It's an exciting time for you guys just because, again, it gives you that superpower. It makes it so
Mhm.
that you can actually just do more. It's not taking work off your shoulders. You are passionate about making sure you can
Mhm.
deliver for your customers and get that order to cash full suite. So that's music to my ears. I'm so
Mhm.
excited to hear.
Yeah.
All right. So if there's anything in the next maybe year that you guys are really focused on beyond even just delivering, like more events, more actual partnerships, more just calendar markers that we could put out for the audience here. Anything you want to highlight?
For the next year, I would say hiring is going to start being a thing, bringing the right people to the team. We're a lean team, and we plan to stay that way, especially with what we're able to do nowadays with all the capabilities at our disposal. That will be something that's going to be top of mind, and it is already currently top of mind. So hiring is going to be important. And IRL events, hopefully more events with Boast. We actually share quite a similar customer profile, so that'll be quite exciting. And yeah, just having fun while doing it. That's pretty much it.
Having fun while doing it is, again, music to my ears.
Yeah.
I'm very excited that I actually have on my calendar. I'm going to be going up to Montreal, but I need a trip through Toronto because we have so much team there. And also, if we can put together some events where it's mutually beneficial, which I think that we will be posting on our channels eventually on the short term, it'd be great. And also, I know that you and I would like to meet with some of these people in person too, who could maybe benefit from everything that Yonovo does and that Boast does, because like you said, it's very similar. It totally makes sense.
Maybe it'll be a good excuse for you to come. Just host an event, and that'll be your excuse. No, thank you so much for having me. It's been a very nice conversation.
Sal, this was fantastic. Again, your team is so in lockstep with what we want to make sure that we're able to deliver for the SMB community and for anybody who's scaling a business and growing a business in Canada and in the US. And I think that we can really make sure that whatever services we're idealizing right now, we can scale and we can make sure that we're giving them to the people who really need them. So this has been a fantastic chat.
Yeah, cheers.